There we go. Hello, girls, heading off on the Costa Rica Adventure trip in January. Not long to go. So here we all are. The purpose of today is to get you organized. Oh, first of all, I should introduce myself. I'm Millie, and I am in charge of all the operations at the Leap, making sure that your program goes according to plan and that everything is organized. You have probably spoken to Alice and Zoe, who are my wonderful team, who collect all your data and do everything on my behalf. But together, we are in charge of your program. And today, the purpose of this Zoom is to get you organized and briefed, so you know exactly what to pack and know exactly what to expect. So during the course of the next half hour, we are going to rattle through your itinerary, your flights, your arrival kind of visa requirements. You don't need a visa, but we'll come to that. Kit, health and safety, phones, Wi-Fi, money, plugs, all of that. So we should have everything covered. So as I go through each section, let me prattle on, and then at the end of each section, we'll have Q&A so that you can so that you're confident as we go through. Okay, everyone happy? And just grab my attention, wave, shout, whatever it is when you've got a question. Okay, so this is a little list from our Zoe, the Queen of Admin. She says, flights, India and yeah, please can you send them to me? Tilde is arriving on the 10th of January at 9 p.m. Night in the Rosa of America. Confirmed, you will be met and taken to the Rosa. Okay, Tilde, that are you here on this thing? No, you're not. Refer to your email from Lily. Passport numbers. India and yeah, we need your passport numbers, please. And to you all, can you fill in your insurance? Insurance is essential. I know a lot of people think, I can't be bothered with insurance. That is a big mistake. You need insurance, and you need good insurance. And the reason why we need it is just in case something happened to you and we needed to act on your behalf, we have all your details. So that is why it is critical that we have your insurance numbers, please. Okay? That's Zoe's little notes. Okay, back to your flights. Okie dokes. So your flight, I am just going to get the adventure flights up. Right, you are all flying, apart from Tilde, you are all flying on the United Airways flight together. Okay, that's fantastic. Right, you are all flying together. I will send you, just before you go, in the week of departure, a little email giving you a top tip of where to meet at Heathrow. Okay, so what I want you to do is check yourselves in independently. Okay, get through passport control and get to the other side and meet up there. So we will just have a look at where a kind of good cafe is, just to base yourselves and meet up. Okay. And then when you get to the other side, when you get to Costa Rica, you will be met by one of our guides who will take you to the Rosa of America for the first night, okay, where you can all decompress. The Rosa of America is a sweet, sweet place. It is one of the it's only about 20 minutes away from the airport. It's very Costa Rican in its design, but it's clean and tidy. It's got a lovely pool, lovely kind of bar area and food, really nice. It's perfect. We use it all the time. So they are used to our leapers coming and going. So your aim of your first night is to try and get some sleep. The jet lag can be brutal. So really think about it. I would try to keep yourself awake on the plane so that when you get to Costa Rica, you can, because you're going backwards, stay awake until you get into bed. And it'll take at least 2 or 3 days for you to break the jet lag pattern. So you've just got to go with it on that. Okay, everyone happy with the flight? Yes. Okay, with visas, okay? You don't need any official visa. You will get a stamp of entry on your arrival in Costa Rica when you go through immigration, okay? And that is a 90-day stamp. And so you can stay there for 90 days. What Zoe has been banging on the drum about is that it is essential, and I think you have all got your exit flight, which is good. And I want you just to take this rule across all your travels. Right now, and it's been since COVID, for most of these countries, especially Costa Rica, Guatemala, Colombia, and Peru, part of their immigration is that you can prove leaving the country. Now, the best way to do that is with a flight. But if, say, you're going traveling on to Guatemala or some of these other countries after the trip, please just have these words stuck in your head. You have to have proof of leaving. And that can be a flight, or it could be a bus ticket. Okay, but do not forget. That is a golden rule. And some people take the risk, and that's fine. And they think I'm just over cautious. But we have had people who have got to Costa Rica and they've been turfed away and not allowed into the country. So that is just way too stressful. Okay, so your itinerary. Let's go through that. I'm just looking at your itinerary. Okie dokie. So the adventure program is 4 phases, 4 weeks. So your first week, but it doesn't exactly slot into kind of 7 days in each place, but you know, you've got 4 phases where you run through. The first phase is going to be your community phase. So you're going to leave San Jose and you're going to go straight down to Manuel Antonio, which is near Quepos, if you were to look at a map, Quepos, which is on the coast. That is base number 1. Now here, you are going to be in a big finca, which is like a big farmhouse, on the kind of edge of the national park. It's very rural, but it's got a pool. It's a real decompressed place. It's just where you can all just really bond as a team, hang out together. It's heaven. From here, you're going to be exploring the national park, exploring the waterfalls on the edge of the national park, and doing your community phase down at the community centre, which we've been supporting for the last, well, since COVID. How many years is that? 3 years? 4 years? Losing track. Anyway, the kids there absolutely love the leapers. Okay, you come through for a few days every month, and it's the highlight of their month. Okay, it's just like fun and games. They just see you as just like these amazing kind of cheery spirits that kind of just really bringing joy to their lives. It's an after-school club mainly for most of these kids whose parents are off busy working during the day. When we started, it was really, really run down and looking very sorry for itself. Now it's about maintenance and helping and entertaining the kids. So you've got a kind of, I never know what the jobs are going to be to say, you are going to be doing this, because we never know that until the week before you get there, because we don't know what is needed. But there's always a maintenance angle and there's always a community kid angle. So that is how your time will be divvied up. But it is lovely. It is being embraced. Why I love it is that you have access to a local fishing community who don't have very much, and they really embrace. It's a really good community kind of bonding activity. It's heaven. When you are in the national park, you are going to be doing the waterfall trek and exploring the national park itself. So this national park, Manuel Antonio, is world famous, and it is very different from Monteverde. Now, in both parks, you can do zip wiring, but don't do it in Manuel Antonio. Do it in Monteverde. It's apparently better. So I know that's a top tip. So that's your first phase in Quepos. Then you're going to move high. You're doing a circular route high to Monteverde. Okay, Monteverde is the cloud forest, and this is the adventure capital of Costa Rica. This is where you're going to be doing your, in the morning, you're going to be doing activities, kind of trekking, exploring, sightseeing, all of that. But in the afternoons, you're going to have free time where you can zip wire, horse ride, bungee jump, go on coffee. There's loads of activities, or of course you can do absolutely nothing. But most people, please, please, please do the zip wire. It's really, really good fun. Scary, but really, really good fun. So here you're going to be exploring the cloud forest, which is a really unique ecosystem. Hopefully see through sloths in the natural environment and loads of monkeys. So you'll love it. Then the third phase is you're going to move down to Natura, which is your wildlife conservation phase. This is the gritty phase. This is where you roll up your sleeves and think, Jesus, my God, this is hard work. I didn't quite appreciate it. That you're going to be working jolly, jolly hard. You're going to be up at the crack of dawn, feeding the animals and doing the jobs which are needed to keep the animals fit and healthy in this sanctuary. Okay, it is gritty. It is very hot. It is very basic, but this is your little challenge. Okay, so this is your challenge Annika phase. This is like get me out of the jungle phase. Okay, so you've all been warned. Okay, but you've just got to embrace it. And then afterwards, you're then going to celebrate all your hard work as you move around to the Pacific coast, and you're going to end up at Samara Beach. Then you can finally, this is your kind of relaxing phase, with swapped in with going to the ASVO, your turtle sanctuary, which again, so you're going to get to the beach, you're going to swim in the sea and think, thank you, this is awesome, what we've been waiting for. But you will nip off to the turtle sanctuary, which is really, really adventurous. You have to cross a river to get there. You feel like you're on a deserted island. It literally is a wooden shack. You all have to do your cooking. There's hammocks. There's a cold hose. But you're there for 2 nights, and everyone absolutely loves this. Watching the sunsets, hanging out in the hammocks. It's really great. Now, the turtles, you will be really busy because it is the turtle season. And the typical jobs that you will be doing is, if a mother turtle comes up onto the beach and lays its eggs, you will be removing those eggs and carefully putting them into the hatchery. The hatchery is, if you visualize a chessboard. So it's a patch of flat sand divvied up into tiny chess squares, each marked up. You have to dig down and put the eggs in there, build a hump, label it up. And it's really clever. You'll be taught all about it, what temperature you want it to be. They want the nest to be, determines if it's going to be females or males. So you've got to have the balance. Very, very clever. Hopefully you will see a nest, turtles being born, and you will help them, direct them into the ocean. And then what happens is you have to dig out that sand. Okay, so it is hard work. You have to dig out all that sand and put fresh sand back in, ready for the new nest. So that is kind of the typical jobs that you will be doing. And I really hope you get to see some turtles. But remember, this is wildlife. This is, it is like going on safari. Nothing can be guaranteed, but you will definitely be part of this season's this season's conservation of turtles. So I just pray that you do see them. Okay, so at the end you will all celebrate, and then you'll go back to the Rosa of America in San Jose to then fly home. So that is your order of events. Everyone happy with the order of events and the typical things that you're going to be doing in each one? Yeah? Okay. Accommodation and food. Okay. Quepos, you are going to be in the finca, as I said earlier. It's lovely in kind of bunk accommodation. It's got a pool, it's got a badminton. It's very, very civilized, okay? breakfast and lunch included, and suppers apart from 2 suppers, where you're going to be taken out and you go down to Quepos and have a couple of nights out. Okay. Monteverde, breakfast and lunch included, supper is extra. Okay, it is not included. So you can have a kind of wild time and go wherever you want. The accommodation in Monteverde is in a hostel that we take over. So it feels like your own house, just in the middle of the town. It's lovely. It's Santa Elena. It's a very sweet little town where all the kind of backpackers, the travelers go. So it's a fun place. Natura, all food is included, and it is local food, so expect a lot of pinto, beans, and rice, okay? And the accommodation, it's fine. It's like one big longhouse, okay? But it is going to be hot and steamy. So that is, as I've said, that is your hot and steamy gritty face. At Samara, you are in a hostel again, but family-run hostel that we always use, just near the beach. Really, really cozy and homely, so you can really kind of bed in there, and then you'll leave everything there and you'll nip off to Asvo and then nip back. Okay. At the moment, the team size is, let me just check. The team size is 15. So what will it probably be 18, 19 by the time you go. So what happens with Asvo is you get split into 2 groups, because they can take 12 at a time maximum. So half will go first and then the other half, and then you all join at the end. That's the only way we could do it, but it's absolutely fine. Okay. So when you're at Samara, breakfast and lunch is included. And when you're at the Turtle Sanctuary, all food is included, but you will have to help cook it. Okay. So any questions on that? No? All good? Okay. Money. Okay, let's discuss money, how you're going to get it, and all the things like Wi-Fi. So starting with the money, I'm telling you now, you've got to brace yourself. Costa Rica is expensive. Okay, it is painfully expensive compared to, well, it's not painfully expensive. It's just like being in England. Okay, so it is, you know, when you, if for those of you going traveling on afterwards, when you get to a place like Guatemala, you'll suddenly think, oh my God, it's so cheap here. You can have a beer for about £1, where in Costa Rica it's £5. So you have to really manage this, okay, because it would be so easy just to blow your budget in week 1. So from an overview, okay, so Costa Rica is expensive. You've got to manage the expenses, especially when you go out for supper and drinks. Okay, so I would be budgeting about $15 a night for supper and drinks. Okay, that's the kind of rule of thumb, and then kind of another kind of $10 for kind of tinkering around whenever you go out and about. But it can add up really quickly. So you've got to kind of not go to those expensive cocktail bars and look for where the deals are. How you're going to get your money out, I would recommend that everybody takes $100 cash on them. Okay, you just have it in your wallet and it is there for a rainy day, especially with you flying through America, just in case you get, you know, just in case. It's just really good, kind of backup principle. I want you to take 2 cash cards, 2 hard plastic cards. I do not want you relying on your telephone for Apple Pay or Revolut. You've got to take the physical cards with you. Please, can you take a debit card and a Revolut, Monzo, Starling, Chase, one of those extra cards, which are really clever because they don't charge you for every time you get money out. Okay, it's really important to take 2 cards. The reason being that 1 card is always going to be tucked away in your bags in your hostel. I'm getting blinded by the sun here. It's going to be tucked away in the hostel, and the other card could go out with you. But if you get your bag nicked, lost, dropped in the ocean, whatever you do with it, you have a backup card. Because the reason why is that the post is hopeless, doesn't work. So if you leave something at home, that's it. You have to deal with it. So that's why 2 bank cards is really, really useful. The other thing, which talking about phones, is 2 telephones are absolutely essential too. So you've got your main phone, which is all got everything on it, and then you've got a backup burner phone, which is cheap as you like. It's kind of maybe the one in the top drawer in the kitchen that is knocking about, but just in case you've got your main phone lost, dropped in the sea, you've got the backup burner, okay? Because you can't get, unless you've got to spare £1,000, that's how much it costs to get a new phone in Costa Rica. Okay, so back to the money. You're going to take those 2 cards and you're going to get the local currency out when you're there. Little and often, the local currency is colons, and it comes in about 1 million colons to the pound. So you just want little and often. Honestly, you kind of leave with about a wodge of money. So that's the best way to do that. Any questions on money? Okay. So Wi-Fi, in each of these places, there is going to be Wi-Fi is prevalent throughout Costa Rica, in all of the restaurants and all of the cafes, everywhere. The only place where you're going to be kind of like, it's sketchy, is when you're at the finca and when you are at the turtle sanctuary. So if it doesn't work in week 1, when you're at the finca and you really need to get hold of home, it's absolutely fine. You can do that through the guides. They can help. You can get a local SIM card. We can navigate that, but just so that's where it is sketchy. Local SIM cards are very easy to get, and anybody that wants one, we can get one. You can get one in any stage of your journey. They are literally everywhere. There's little kind of terminals, every kind of little cafe, restaurant sells SIM cards. Okie dokes. Any questions? No. I guess still getting blinded by the sun here. Okay, so the next thing on the list is kit. What are you going to take? Has everybody looked at the kit list? Yes? Okay. Everything on there is for a reason. So please take it. Remember, out there, it is hot and very, very sweaty. So apart from when you're in the cloud forest, then it does cool down. So you just need shorts, tops, loads of swimsuits, nice things to go out in the evenings. You know the drill. Shoes, this is really easy. 3 pairs of shoes, no more. You're going to take your nice trainers, which you wear to go out in the evenings, a pair of really grotty trainers, which you don't care about and have no intention of bringing home, that you could go, when you're hiking through the cloud forests and national parks. If they get wet, so be it. And then a pair of the best shoes, I think, are those plastic, the plastic Birkenstocks. They're brilliant. Literally, they're brilliant. If you've got those, take them. But a pair of sliders, flip-flops, Crocs even, I know they're hideous to look at, but they're super practical. So that type of vibe, take. But loads of swimmers, quick drying towel, head torch, hat, suntan lotions, all the shampoos and all of that. You just take enough to get you started, but you can buy all of that when you're out there. Okay? Washing clothes, you can do that in every location. All your kind of bikinis and kind of underwear, you can wash yourself and just hang it out to dry. But there are little laundrettes at various interjections where you could get that all done. It's usually about $10 a load in Costa Rica. And that, I'm just looking at my list. And then the last thing is health and safety. I know, this is where I put my teacher's hat on and become very serious. So this, I just want to say, this is not a school trip. Okay, we do not want to treat you like you were on a school trip. God, far from it. Okay, this is your gap year. We want you to have freedom, get out there and have a great time. Working hard, playing hard, doing everything. But we need you to be really kind and work as a team. Okay, right now, you are a all-girl team, which, let me tell you, having just come back from Cambodia on an all-girl team, that rocks. We do have a few boys that are wanting to sign up, but they're a bit scared, thinking, oh my God, there's way too many girls. I keep saying to them, get on with it, boys. But if it ends up being an all-girls team, it's happened before, and actually there is nothing, they are hugely successful. Okay, they're successful because you're all on the same page. You all just kind of kind to each other. This is what I've just experienced in Cambodia. Everyone's really dynamic and kind, and I don't know, it just was so joyful. So if it is, it will be really good fun. You'll be able to kind of dip out and play, and then kind of dip back and think, whew, thank God for that, left that all behind. But you know, the team aspect is really, really critical. So, and problems happen when people start over drinking, and very occasionally do you get the odd idiot that that thinks, oh my God, they've just been go off like a rocket and start kind of drinking heavily. I'm just like, what is that? That is just chaos, and it really kind of disrupts the team. And just that's a prime example of disrupting the team. That's when things go wrong, bags get nicked, phones get dropped, and it's all a bit of kind of chaos. So that's the type of behavior we don't really kind of want on the trip. Just want everyone to have just to play well as a team and be respectful to each other. If you're not, this is how it works. You get a ticking off from the guide. You then get an email from me saying, remember that conversation? You are now that idiot. Could you zip it in? And then the third warning is, actually, you're just really annoying now. Could you leave? And so it is that brutal. So, but I've only had to do that once in my life. So, well, actually not once in my life, once the last few years. So it never really happens, but I have to just kind of talk you through how it works. So that is it from me. Any questions from you girls?
I just wanted to ask.
Yes.
I was going to fly to Mexico afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
So which is the best airport to fly from? Because you said we're all going back to San Jose, but is there an airport closer by, or is that the best one to go from?
There is one closer by, but by the time, well, it's not closer by, it's about 2 hours away, and it is called, what is that other airport called in Costa Rica? It's the one near the Guatemalan border. To go back to San Jose, because you've got more choice of flights that go from there, so it will be cheaper. Okay,
thank you.
But more importantly, where are you going to fly to in Mexico? Mexico City or Cancun?
Probably Mexico City, unless there's an airport. I haven't checked, but in Oaxaca, if there's an airport, because I'd be going to Puerto Escondido, so like that would be closest, but probably Mexico City, if not.
Okay. Lucky you. Nice. Very nice. Any other questions, girls? Are you all excited? So, have you all had friends that have done this before? No? So how did you find the leap? I'm always fascinated. Through friends or just by the website? Okay, no one's going to speak. Website. Literally just like that. Who knew absolute websites still work? It's joyful. Okay. So listen, Chili Beans, have a fantastic Christmas. After Christmas, any questions, just give us a call. Pick up the phone and just ask away. We are going to be closed between Christmas and New Year. So we are back the first day, Tuesday the 2nd, says Zoe. Tuesday the 2nd, we will be here. So don't think about your trip until after that, and then you can get packing and get organized. Okie dokes? Okie dokes. Right, over and out, girls. Have fun, and I look forward to following your journey while you're out there. Goodbye.
Thank you.
Pleasure. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.